Listen, what we're going to do today, right now, and the entire point of this Texas prison stories is that we've had so many men die, lives unruined, and everything, and nobody's talking about Texas here. So we're going to bring some light to things people don't know. Mr. Larry, there's a gang that I know about that I think nobody else in the world knows about called Texas Mafia. You remember those guys?
Yeah, I remember Texas Mafia.
Now, what are they called? TM? When the TM?
TM, yes.
Is it true that they were up under TS? Or they ran with them? How was that working?
They were independent.
They were independent?
Independent.
Okay. And what were their members like?
They had mixed members. They had a couple Hispanics. They had a couple black members, but it's a predominant white gang.
So Texas Mafia white gang had a couple blacks and Mexicans in it?
Yes.
How were those guys? Were they hardcore?
Just as down as the white guys.
Were the white guys down for them?
Yes, TM was not a racial gang. They killed anybody. They didn't give a shit who you was. They didn't go by race. They go by if you got in their business, you was out of there.
That's it. Man, TM now, we don't hear a lot about them. What happened to them?
Texas gang officers basically done broke them down. A lot of those guys went home, and a lot of them is still in Ed Seg, because Texas got an indeterminate sentence in Seg. Some of them are still in Seg, but basically they are broke down. They watered down now.
They just ran out of gas.
Ran out of gas. Couldn't recruit no new members.
Yeah. And listen, answer me this. How do they recruit new members of any gang in there when they know if you're caught, you're going to Seg? What's going on?
Some guys, they roll with a card just for protection. They know most of these guys they're going to get drugs. They involved in different countries, different little hustles. So they really join them for protection. I always call some of the gangs protection rackets. Because some guys join a gang, really, they heart not in it. They just doing it out of fear.
Yeah, so they're not, you might have a couple guys hard in it, running the show, and everybody else latching on, huh?
That's correct.
Yeah, wow, okay. Let me ask you something. In Texas prison gangs, have you ever seen something that kind of weird, didn't make no sense? Like, white TS, black AB, anything like that?
Well, I was at the Bill Pimmer's unit up in Amarillo. They had a black Aryan Brotherhood.
A what?
A black guy.
A black Aryan brother?
Yes, he used to say he was a white man trapped inside of a black body.
Oh, wow. And he tell that to black men. What did he say that to y'all?
Yeah, he done said it before.
Oh, man.
Yeah, he be out on the rec yard doing his Heil Hitlers like they doing.
What he look like?
He's about 6'4". He's a big dude. He wasn't small.
Looking like dark skin, light skin,
brown skin. He said he was adopted by white people because he talked just like a white guy. He don't ain't nothing about him black. Nothing.
So he was raised by white people.
Raised by white people.
Oh man, Dave Chappelle type guy right there. How'd that work out for him?
Well, one day he just got to talking too much shit, and a black guy called him out, and he beat the hell out of him.
Aryan brother lost?
Yeah, he lost. The rest of them, his homeboy was standing there, but it's like anything in prison. When you got the numbers, most of the time you're not going to have any problems.
That's
if
true.
You got the numbers, the other guys, they not going to do anything unless they got the numbers. So guys ask him, say, hey, you ain't going to help your sister? Because this dude was screaming like a girl. Dude broke his shoulder, he broke his rib, he kicked his teeth out. It was one-on-one. One guy was doing that.
He didn't stop.
No, he didn't stop. He beat this fool. They did not help him. And he was crying like a girl.
Wow, you ain't gonna help your sister.
That's what they said. You ain't gonna help your sister.
My God, man. No respect for any of them no more after that, huh? Did they all have to get off that prison, or did they get to stay?
Well, really, they would do their little thing out on the rec yard. But when it come to push and shell, them dudes will run the ass slap off the unit.
Yeah.
That's the only reason they would get away with that, because they not throwing their weight around on no other racial group.
Right,
they just hang with themselves doing it. They don't control it. And that unit was wide open, drugs.
And that's something that I kind of wanted to say. You said it right there, though. And that's for a lot of them, Mr. Larry. It's not just them white boys, too, man. A lot of these gangs, and this is why we're trying to tell people to even avoid them. So I started as a kid, man. I didn't understand what I was doing and going to this, but these gangs, they don't prey. Their Aryan brothers aren't out here robbing and killing black people. These TS and Mexican Mafia, man, they weren't even messing with the black folks. They prey on their own people. All prison gangs prey on their own people. And that's, how do we even make that okay, Mr. Larry? You can't make that okay, can you?
Well, I used to hear them give those guys a little thing at East Ham. Guy would come over there and sometimes he have a black celly, a Hispanic guy. Him and the black guy is cool. He's not a gang member, but they recruit him because he may make commissary. They need people who got money. They don't need people all the people ain't got to fight or be a killer. You're in an organization. An organization got to have money to run. And he would say, hey, man, I don't want, he's scared to go to rec yard. So he tell his black celly, hey, man, he see the black celly got homeboys and everything on the rec yard. He tell him, hey, man, these guys going to jump me if I go to rec yard. And he'd go out there with him and go over there, talk to the Hispanics who run it. And he'd say, hey, tell them to their face, what's up? He say, hey, man, I don't want to be in no gang. I don't want to be shit, man. I just want to do my time. And they would tell him this little shit, okay? We ain't got no problem with that. But don't never come around us, ask us for anything. If the other races get on your ass, we not going to help you. You on your own.
You on your own.
You on your own. And he'll say, cool. And they'll shake hands and walk away. That's the end of that.
Really? That's how it was like that back then?
Yeah.
So, man, this forcing people to ride and all this shit, that wasn't happening back then.
Well, I put it like this. Now, if a guy was from San Antonio, and when Emmy was still in general population, most time he going to ride with an Emmy car.
Right.
If they wasn't trying to hear shit you talking about. You going to ride with that car.
Yeah. Hey, Mr. Larry, one time when I was in Pam Lynchton State Jail, they actually had some type of problem where they had to bring a chain bus that was going to San Antonio through our facility. And the guys that came, it was about 12 of them. They were all Mexican Mafia. One of them was older, and the other ones were kids. They put them in a dorm. They actually put them in a GP dorm that night. They all 12 came in, threw their stuff, and yelled out, "In me." And all 12 got beat up right then. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was instant. You know what I mean? But I give them their respect. They did come in and yell it out. And I've always seen the Mexican Mafia guys, they will represent no matter what. And I got to give them that props. You know what I mean? They'll go into a firestorm and just yell out in me. So, you know, hey, it's kind of wild. But, so listen, in all your years, we're going to get ready to close this one about the gangs. But in all your years, who had the most weight, you think? And then we're talking about money, cash, who had the dope. You ain't got to say nothing specific, but who you think was most in power ever in Texas you've seen at one time?
I would have to say TS.
TS was in power the most?
TS.
And see, people don't understand that they talk about TS being in California. Who started TS in Texas?
Popeye and some more Hispanics.
Popeye and them, huh? You knew Popeye?
Yes, he was my next. Well, I was in general population. I used to smuggle weed into him, bring drugs into him. Then I got thrown in SEG and put it right next door to him.
Oh, so you end up being his neighbor?
Being his neighbor.
Somebody brought you something after
then
that?
Somebody brought me something.
Hey, listen, man. How would the guards treat Popeye? With respect?
With respect. He already got 2 bodies. Back then, Eunice was laid back. If you was a guy who would step out, you going to know how to respect the guards.
Right.
Likewise, it's going to reciprocate. They're going to respect you.
That goes to that convicting right there. The real convicts, how do they treat the guards? With respect,
With
right?
respect, because I had to learn that the hard way. You ain't got to suck ass with the fuckers, but at some point in time, you might need this guard. You might need to make a move, and he won't let you off the wing. You might need him, and he got the keys. Now how you going to get out? There's no other way out but except go through this guard. And you got to curse him out and all disrespected. He gonna say, "Hey man, go sit your ass down. You ain't going nowhere until we call traffic."
Right. And then listen, the thing is, you be that other man and he really will pop that door and let you out and you ain't even supposed to be out there.
That's correct.
You'll be that guy that's the only one in the hallway feeling weird, but you're getting it done. You know what I mean? So yeah. So listen, I keep saying close. Last thing I'm gonna say. Have you ever watched Shawshank Redemption?
Yes.
Were you kind of like Red in there?
Yeah, I was a guy who could make it happen. I got a smooth technique on how to get weed in, how to get cell phones. I could put myself right now on any Texas maximum security unit. And I could get right back in the groove like I never left. I got a foolproof way. I know how to be.
We definitely ain't gonna tell him that way.
I ain't gonna tell him.
We ain't gonna tell him that way. He don't even want to tell me that way, y'all. How about that? He didn't even want to tell me. That's this type of convict, man. He's down here with me. He say, nah, man, that's gonna die with me.